Before we jump into the madness, let's set the stage. Johnny Somali, real name Ramsey Khalid Ismael, is a 24-year-old American live streamer who's built quite a bit of reputation, or infamy should I say, on platforms like Kick and YouTube. He's not your average content creator. This guy thrives on provocation, turning public spaces into his personal circus. Over the years, he's racked up arrests in places like Japan and Israel, pulling stunts that range from disruptive to downright disrespectful. Think shouting in crowded trains, harassing locals, and generally acting like the world's his playground, all while his audience watches live, egging him on. In late 2024, Johnny sets his sight on South Korea, a country known for its rich history, vibrant culture, and most importantly, a low tolerance for nonsense. He rolled into Seoul with his usual playbook, loud antics, crude humor, and zero regard for local norms. What he didn't expect was that his brand of chaos would hit a nerve so deep it would spark a nationwide uproar. By March 2025, he's not just a nuisance, he's a full-on public enemy number one, tangled in legal battles and facing consequences that could keep him locked up for years. Let's break it down bit by bit, starting with the spark that lit his latest fire. On March 20th, 2025, Johnny took his act to Hyundai, a buzzing Seoul district packed with nightlife, street performers, and young crowds. Enter Nana, a popular Japanese streamer who was live streaming her night out, soaking in the vibes. Johnny spotted her and saw an opportunity, maybe for a collab, maybe just to steal the spotlight. What unfolded wasn't funny or quirky, it was straight up disturbing. He started tailing Nana through the streets, his camera rolling as he unleashed a barrage of lewd, inappropriate comments in Japanese. He didn't stop there. He dragged in sensitive historical baggage, making crass references to the atomic bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki and other Japan-Korea tensions. Nana's reaction was instant. Discomfort turned to fear. She told him to back off, leave me alone. But Johnny kept pushing, his tone shifting from obnoxious to menacing. At one point, witnesses say he hinted at physical harm, though the exact words are still under scrutiny. Terrified, Nana bolted and reported him to the Hongdae police that night. Mind you, this wasn't some offhand prank caught on a blurry phone cam. Both Johnny and Nana were live streaming, so the whole encounter, every single word, every single little bit of the move, is preserved in HD for the authorities and the internet to dissect. The immediate fallout? Nana's fans and the South Korean public rallied around her, launching hashtags like #Justice for Nana that exploded online. For Johnny, it is a new low that shifted the narrative from annoying tourist to potential criminal. The police are investigating, and legal experts say this could mean stalking, harassment, or even assault charges, depending on how they classify his actions. That's a massive escalation from his earlier run-ins, and it's got everybody watching closely. Johnny's been in hot water since late 2024, but March 2025 is turning up the heat real quick. Before the Nana incident, he was already facing charges like obstruction of business, tied to stunts like disrupting a convenience store, and violations of the Minor Crimes Act for public disturbances. Those alone carry penalties for up to 5 years in prison per count, but the Nana situation, that's thrown gasoline on the fire. As of March 27th, 2025, the Seoul police are digging into the Hongdae incident, with Nana's testimony and the live stream footage as key evidence. If they pin stalking on him, defined under South Korean law as persistent unwanted behavior causing fear, he could face up to 3 years or a hefty fine. Harassment or an assault charge could push that even higher, especially if the threat of harm angle holds up in court. And then there is the wild card, rumors of even crazier allegations. Word circulating, still unconfirmed, that Johnny might be linked to drug possession and spreading North Korean propaganda. Drugs in South Korea? That's no slap on the wrist. Possession can net you 10 years and trafficking's even worse. The propaganda bit ties into the National Security Act, a law that doesn't mess around when it comes to anything North Korea related. Penalties that can hit 7 years. There's even chatter about an anti-terrorism law violation, possibly linked to past stunts like blasting "I have a bomb" messages on public transport. If any of these stick, we're talking a potential decade-plus sentence, turning his funny guy persona into a distant memory. Not to mention, his trial's a mess too. Originally slated for December 2024, it got delayed to March 7th, 2025, where Johnny showed up late, blamed a stomachache, and strutted in wearing a MAGA hat, which the judge made him ditch fast. He pleaded guilty to some charges, but couldn't resist mouthing off, muttering gems like, "Korea is a US vassal state," mid-hearing. The trial's now pushed to April 9th, 2025, and with new investigations brewing, it might drag even longer. He's under a travel ban, stuck in South Korea with no cash flow, no streaming gig, and a legal tab that's probably skyrocketing. South Korea's had it with Johnny. His earlier antics, like kissing the Statue of Peace, a tribute to World War II comfort woman, already rubbed people raw, given the deep historical wounds tied to Japan's colonial past. The Nana incident, involving a Japanese streamer no less, has cranked the anger to 11. Social media is a complete war zone. Posts demanding his punishment flood platforms like Twitter and Naver, with users calling him a threat to public safety and worse. Influential voices like Professor Seo Kong-duk, a cultural advocate, are pushing for a harsh sentence to deter other clout chases. The media's eating it up too. Local outlets like the Korea Times and Yonhap News are running daily updates, while international heavyweights like CNN and BBC frame Johnny as a poster child for influencer culture gone wrong. The Nana fallout sparked a broader convo too. People are sharing stories of harassment, demanding better protections for streamers and women in public spaces. Johnny's got a tiny crew of defenders online, crying, "Free speech," or "It's just pranks," but they're drowned out by the tidal wave of disgust. You have probably seen the headlines. He'll be executed. Let's cut through the noise. South Korea has the death penalty, sure, but it's been dormant since 1997, reserved for stuff like murder or treason. Johnny's nowhere near that league. The execution chatters a pure hyperbole, fueled by public fury and his knack for hitting cultural third rails, like the Statue of Peace or Japan-Korea history. What is real though is the jail time he's staring down. Between obstruction, harassment, and whatever else sticks, he could be locked up for years. Post-sentence, deportation's a near certainty, likely with a "don't come back" ban stamped in his passport. Right now, Johnny is cornered like a little rat he is. The Nana case is under investigation. Those drug and propaganda rumors are swirling, and his trial's looming on April 9th. He's broke, trapped, and facing a country that's done with his antics. This isn't a wrist slap situation, it's a legal reckoning that could reshape his life forever. Will he pull another stunt? Will the new charges hold? Time will tell, but one thing's crystal clear. Johnny Somali's clout chasing has hit a wall, and South Korea is ready to throw the book at him. This entire ridiculous bonkers saga is bigger than one guy though. It is a wake-up call about influencer accountability, cultural respect, and the line between content and chaos. Johnny's career is on life support, his reputation's trashed, and his next move's anyone's guess. Stick around. This ride's got more twists coming, and it's gonna be a doozy. Peace out.